Mark Anstel was at the launch this morning.
The world's best cyclist rolling into the Yorkshire Dales to launch the newest and wealthiest bike team going, Team Ineos. The chemical, oil and gas company Ineos is controversial though. It's one of the world's biggest producers of plastic and it's got the right to frack huge swathes of North and South Yorkshire. Chris, your first time racing at the Tour de Yorkshire, how concerned are you about protesters who say they will line the route to campaign against Team Ineos?
It's not a massive concern for me, to be honest. I mean, I'm a lot more focused on the tens of thousands of people who will be coming out to enjoy the race, to celebrate sport. I mean, that's what sport is at the end of the day.
Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the boss of Ineos and the country's richest man. He says fracking has been a success in the United States and could be here too.
They've been doing it now for 10 or 15 years and it's been fantastically successful for them with immense levels of investment. Manufacturing's picked up, created huge numbers of jobs. You know, why are we not looking at that possibility in the UK? I mean, it seems absurd to me.
But environmentalists are furious. A cycling team has been taken over by a company involved in the production of fossil fuels and plastic. They'll be donning thousands of face masks of the multi-billionaire boss of Ineos and lining the route of the Tour de Yorkshire.
They want to portray or be associated with a very clean, healthy sport, and actually the business of their business is totally contrary to that, because they contribute emissions and they want to frack the whole of the countryside where there are PEDA licence areas, so petroleum exploration development licences, of which there are a significant number in North Yorkshire.
Another cloud over Team Ineos is the history of the organisation it's replaced, Team Sky. It was dogged with allegations of improper conduct to gain an advantage. The principal of Team Sky was Sir Dave Brailsford, and he's now in charge of the new Team Ineos. Sir Dave, a parliamentary committee found you'd crossed an ethical line with Team Sky. Is this a chance for a new, fresh start for you?
I've pretty much said everything I've had to say about that I've said in the past. And, you know, we're here today looking forward, and that's what we're going to do.
Chris Froome's maiden appearance at the Tour will certainly bring out the crowds, but not all of them will be supporting him because of the controversial company on his jersey. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North, Linton and Craven in the Yorkshire Dales.
Well, a little earlier I talked to Chris Froome and I started by asking him how difficult as a rider it was knowing those protests were going to be taking place.
Honestly, I mean, you're aware of what's happening on the sides, but you're more, for me personally, I'm always a lot more focused on what's actually happening in the race and trying to stay safe out on the roads.
You obviously were here for the Tour de France. What are your memories of that?
I've got amazing memories from the Tour de France here in Yorkshire back in 2014. I've never done the Tour of Yorkshire before, but if it lives up to its reputation, which has just been growing year on year, I think we're in for a really exciting few days of racing. It's a very different race to Grand Tour racing. It's a lot more of a sort of classic specialist type of race, but I'm here to give it my best shot, and certainly we've got a good team this week, so we'll hopefully be fighting for the victory. And you've talked about the crowds and talked about the atmosphere. I mean, how nice is that for a rider to ride with that energy? It really is special, and I mean it's something I've never experienced again in the Tour de France since 2014, since being here on the roads in Britain. We haven't had those same kind of crowds before, and it's something that I think is quite unique to Britain and unique to Yorkshire especially. So I'm really happy to be here and looking forward to the next few days of racing. Well, with me is the Commercial Director of Welcome to Yorkshire, Peter Dodd. Peter, how difficult is it knowing those protests are going to take place? How difficult to plan for those and deal with those?
Well, we have a great team with the emergency services, the police, as you know. We organise the race because of the tourism agency to support Yorkshire, to promote Yorkshire around the world. We don't influence or have any influence over the teams that arrive. People, as you know, in the UK can peacefully protest, and we hope that will long continue.
Lovely it is to talk to you. Normally stood here would be Sir Gary Verity. He, of course, has left. Welcome to Yorkshire. How difficult has that made the build-up to the race and for you, for the organisation?
The Tour de Yorkshire is organised by the team at Welcome to Yorkshire. As you know, we do that in partnership with the Amherst Sporting Organisation, ASO, and Christie and the team are here, all our local authority partners. So it's a big team effort that puts it on, and it's a massive sporting event for Yorkshire. So it has been business. We've delivered it as we would do normally.
Is it business as usual as well going forward for the Tour de Yorkshire next year? The talk of bringing the Vuelta here, the talk of bringing the Tour de France back here. Is that all still on the table as far as you're concerned?
It's all those options on the table. One of Welcome to Yorkshire's ambitions is to bring world-class sporting events to Yorkshire, and we will continue to do that. We're already planning now for the Tour de Yorkshire in 2020, 2021 and 2022 with ASO, and who knows who may be here this week to watch the Tour de Yorkshire.
It is an incredible field of cyclists that you've got here, which is incredibly exciting as we build towards those World Championships in September. It's a big year.
This is an amazing year for Yorkshire, and don't forget, that is Yorkshire, the whole of Yorkshire being on global TV around the world, all our towns, the coast, the cities, etc. The race, the field for the Tour de Yorkshire is the best we've ever had. So going back to your previous question, we have some of the best riders here. 14 of the top 15 women's teams are here. The best women's riders. It's a World Tour standard women's race. You've seen Chris Froome, you've seen Mark Cavendish, Greg Van Avermaet, the reigning world champion, the reigning Tour de Yorkshire champion. It's building up to be a massive sporting event, and the secret is that Yorkshire will shine. Yorkshire will show its best. The pride, the passion of the communities is all over the county.
Peter, thanks very much for joining us, and good luck over the next few days.